Picture this. You're standing right there at the pharmacy counter. You reach into your wallet and your Medicaid card is just gone. Yeah, it is a completely sinking feeling. But don't panic. In Connecticut, Medicaid isn't just some standard insurance policy. It is literally a vital health and financial lifeline for over 1 million residents. So welcome to this explainer. We are going to get you back on track with your coverage as quickly as possible today. Because let's be real, when it comes to your health, every single day counts.
All right, let's tackle a massive misconception right out of the gate, something that trips up so many people. If you think you've lost your Connecticut Medicaid card, you actually have to answer a very specific question first. Which one? You see, Connecticut operates on a bifurcated system. That's just a fancy way of saying the state purposely separates your clinical health coverage from your financial and pharmacy benefits. They do this to protect your privacy and comply with federal rules. So step one is figuring out which of the two completely different cards you actually lost.
So here is the fork in the road. On one side, we have the blue and white Husky card. This one covers your clinical visits. We're talking doctors, hospitals, dentists, the whole 9 yards. On the other side, we have the gray Connect card. Now this is your electronic benefits transfer, or EBT card, which handles all your transactional benefits. Think pharmacy prescriptions, food stamps, and cash assistance. Here's our game plan for today. We'll quickly cover the two-card system, exactly how to replace the Husky card, how to replace the Connect card, some awesome emergency workarounds, ID restoration tips, and then wrap it all up with a summary.
First up, Section 1, the two-card system and knowing exactly which one you lost.
Now, here's a curveball. The blue and white Husky Health Card isn't actually managed by the Department of Social Services directly. It's managed by the Community Health Network of Connecticut. This card is essentially your clinical credential. It proves to your medical providers that you are enrolled in a specific Husky plan, A, B, C, or D. And this is crucial. The state does not reissue these every year. The one you get when you first enroll is meant to last forever. So, if it goes missing, you have to proactively request a new one.
On the flip side, the gray Connect card handles the transactional stuff. This one is entirely managed by the Department of Social Services, or DSS. You use this card exactly like a debit card at the grocery store for SNAP benefits, or by swiping it at the pharmacy to pay for your Medicaid prescriptions. Because this card holds actual physical funds and gives direct access to your medications, losing it is a very, very time-sensitive issue.
All right, moving right along to Section 2, replacing the Husky card for medical access.
Listen, if you need this fixed right now, logging into your secure online portal is absolutely the fastest route. If you jump onto the Husky portal, you can actually view and print a temporary card immediately. Boom, done. But if you prefer a hard copy mailed to you, you can call Member Engagement Services at 1-800-859-9889. Just be prepared to wait 10 to 14 business days for it to show up. You can also request a mailed replacement by sending a secure email to member@hnct.org. Just remember, they are legally restricted from emailing you a digital copy, so it all still has to go through the regular physical mail.
Quick heads up if you are managing a family account, though. If you're trying to get a replacement card online for a child or dependent under 18, you can't just click and print instantly. Nope. As the guardian, you actually have to submit a specific child/dependent account registration form through your portal first. It requires their 9-digit member ID and takes about 3 business days for administrative review before that card unlocks for printing. So definitely plan ahead if your kid has a pediatrician visit coming up.
Next up, Section 3, replacing the Connect card. And this one requires immediate action. Because this gray card basically holds digital cash and pharmacy benefits, you absolutely must contact DSS immediately to cancel it so your funds aren't stolen. You've got 3 main options here. First, you can call the 24/7 automated DSS line to lock it down instantly, and a new one will be mailed out in 2 to 3 days. Second, you can log into your online My Account at connect.ct.gov to trigger a replacement. But if you're in a total bind and need it today, option 3 is to walk into any of the 12 regional DSS resource centers across the state. They actually offer over-the-counter card issuance for immediate pickup.
Now pay close attention to this part because there are some really strict rules. Once you get your replacement gray card, it is completely useless until you establish a new PIN by calling the EBT customer service line. Actually, DSS highly recommends changing your PIN every single month right before your benefits drop, just to protect against card skimming. And be careful with this. Under federal regulations, if you request more than 3 replacement cards in a single 12-month period, it automatically triggers a state fraud review.
Okay, Section 4, emergency access and workarounds. Let's get you help right now.
So, what if you're standing there at the pharmacy counter empty-handed? Don't panic. A missing gray card does not actually block you from getting your prescribed meds. Just give the pharmacist your 9-digit client ID number. If you don't happen to have that memorized, no problem. Just provide your social security number and your birth date. With that info, the pharmacist can manually query the state database and push your claim through. And if they hit any administrative red tape, there's a dedicated pharmacy assistance line your provider can call to sort it out.
And here's a really cool workaround for newly eligible members who are still waiting on the mail for their first cards. If you only have your approval letter in hand, your medical provider can simply fax your Husky temporary proof of coverage page directly to the state's processing partner, Gainwell. Gainwell will then generate a temporary 9-digit client ID that starts with an 8. Now, this temporary ID is a total lifesaver for standard checkups, but just be aware it can't be used for complex prior authorizations like major surgeries.
Let's jump to Section 5, Crucial Tips and ID Restoration. Basically, what to do if you're replacing your whole wallet. You literally cannot verify your identity to get public assistance without your primary documents. If your whole wallet went missing, you have to follow this specific recovery timeline. Day 1, get your birth certificate from your local town registrar. That'll run you about $15 to $30. Once you have that, Week 1, use it to apply for a free replacement Social Security card. Finally, Month 1. Use both of those documents to get your state photo ID at the DMV. Because, do you even officially exist if you haven't survived a trip to the DMV? But seriously, only once you have those foundational credentials can you successfully navigate the agencies to restore your benefits.
And hey, if you've recently moved, you must report any address changes within 10 days. If you don't, your shiny new replacement cards will get mailed to your old house, and your benefits could actually be suspended for return mail. Here is the trick, though. The agency you call depends entirely on your specific Husky plan. Husky 80, B, and D members, you must update your info through Access Health CT. But if you are on Husky C, you have to update it directly through the DSS My Account portal. Make sure you don't call the wrong agency, or your card will just vanish into the void.
Finally, Section 6, Summary and Disclaimer. Let's look at the final takeaways. Let's do a quick lightning recap. First, pause and figure out the right card. Is it your clinical card or the transactional one? For medical visits, log into the Husky portal to instantly print temporary proof. If it's your EBT card, cancel that immediately through DSS to protect your SNAP and cash funds. And honestly, as a best practice moving forward, memorize or securely write down your 9-digit client ID. It is your absolute ultimate backup plan when you're in a bind at the pharmacy.
Now, a quick standard disclaimer. Please remember that government procedures, contact numbers, and portal designs can and do update over time. So please verify all these details directly with the Connecticut DSS website or official state resources to make sure you have the absolute latest info before you start the replacement process.
Getting a replacement doesn't have to be a total nightmare, as long as you know how the system's structured. But it does kind of make you wonder, doesn't it? With all our modern smartphone technology, why on earth do we still rely on easily lost pieces of plastic for life-saving access in the first place? We would absolutely love to hear your thoughts and any clever tips you've discovered for dealing with Connecticut's two-card system, so leave a comment below to help support the community. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Stay organized, and I'll see you next time.